Warning, the voices heard in this video are made synthetically, using artificial intelligence. Nothing in this video reflects anything actually stated by the real-life individuals involved. This video is for entertainment purposes only, and serious political content will be avoided for that purpose. Enjoy!
Welcome everyone to the scientific study of what peer pressure does to a man's pants.
Joe, that wasn't a proper intro, you have to alliterate or rhyme.
Yeah, absolutely not, Barry. We are back by popular demand, but I'm still scared out of my mind.
Here I got you, Barack. Joe, you little drama queen. Get your ass back in there, Space Marine. We have to spill more blood and guts on the screen with our guns and telekinesis. Call us Gene.
Okay, that was kind of bars, Donald. I can't lie. I'm actually prepared to fight now.
Love the enthusiasm, boys. Just one note as a lore reminder. We are technically a space engineer, not a space.
Shut up, nerd.
Okay, fuck you both. Well, to update our mission, for those of you who may have forgotten, we have to grab a hydrazine tank and a shock pad from the 2 medical wings so that we can reach the captain's rig and get some goddamn executive clearance.
As you all know, Joe is losing his clearance in about 3 weeks, whereas if I were playing, we would already have Tier 5. Sorry about that, viewers, but hey, it's about the journey, not the destination.
We all know all you're going to do with that clearance is a Coke button and go on golf trips, so enjoy it, big dog.
Hammond, you fucked up the one job you had of keeping track of Daniels during the Necromorph Scooby-Doo chase.
Damn, now we are down the only woman in the group. We better find her and our girlfriend before a gaming magazine calls us a toxic, non-diverse, male-dominated series.
Hey, Hammond, maybe if you got rid of that yee-yee-ass haircut, Daniels would text you back and you would get some bitches on your dick. Also, Donald, I'm sure if a gaming magazine was even aware of us playing games, we would already be called that.
We can grab our first suit upgrade too. It has a little something for everyone, more tank stats for you, more inventory slots for Donald, and an upgraded design choice for my eyes.
10 bands is a small price to pay for salvation. We can rebuild him. We have the technology. We can make him better than he was. Harder, better, faster, stronger.
Well, Joe, that was almost the $1 Million Man until you switched to Daft Punk.
Honestly, that was a superior version in my eyes, Barack. Also, I love how much thicker the suits look in the remake versus the original. We are also fully ribbed for her pleasure now, boys.
Well, now I have more padding to last longer against the zombies. Time to sell everything except some plasma caster ammo and a few health packs because Barry told me to.
You're such a damn sheep, Joe. Why don't you just hand him the controller?
I honestly would, but you all won't let me for the content.
Donald, first of all, this is so we can get an extra power node, which we all want. Secondly, if you remove most of your inventory, the AI will drop better loot more often. And thirdly, this is to get our money up, which is like your whole brand, isn't it?
Yes, it is, but it's even more on brand to give Joe shit, so hop off.
Also, guys, the voices are back, and not the darkspawn ones. Yes, good, sir. I would like to make myself whole. I love whole wheat bagels.
Joe, please ignore the whispers and go check on that drum beat in the corner there.
Damn, he must have taken the second edible when the first one didn't hit.
So it's hard to see, but he actually bashed his face on the wall so many times that his face is nothing but bone. It's pretty goddamn metal.
This must be how our editor feels after finishing another hour-long video. Also, I will take the escaped mental patients over the alien gangbang. It's bound to come in the next room. Okay, you alien bastards, stop whispering in my ear for free and come out and finish the job.
Oh, this should be good also. Are those necromorphs in the goddamn incubator, are they birthing these zombies from the womb, or are they just keeping them warm for Joe?
We're probably just experimenting on them, and some of them got out given all the blood on the table. And pipes also, Joe, don't worry about that locked room. We will get to that a little later. For now, just find a power source.
Oh, hey, I found it. Oh, shit, he vented?
Elsa's.
Holy shit, Joe, you didn't miss a shot that time. Wait, hang on, Barack. Help me check his suit pockets for red crystals. I think he is cheating again.
I'm not cheating, Donald. I just got some more practice with shooters, playing some Payday 3 with Barry after our Dragon Age sessions. Plus the voices just naturally keep my aim more true.
Wait, Joe, what was that second one?
I can't believe you all still play that clusterfuck disaster, but you all like Veilguard. So I can't count on you having taste, I suppose. Also, Joe, what the hell are you looking for? Bring the damn battery back where you found it.
I'm looking for the other hole to open up the side passage here. It has to be around here somewhere, right?
Joe, you have problems finding the hole a lot, don't you?
Joe, there's only one power slot, and it is back in the room you were just in. Just slot it in there, and then you can adjust the power flow to open the side room. And hey, buddy, I get you're bleeding out, but could you not puke on our suit? We just bought it.
That's 10 bands this guy is ruining. I am taking him to court. Have your lawyer call my lawyer, buddy.
Oh, hey, Donald, look, there's his lawyer with the appeal.
Hopefully the lawyers Donald faces in Florida are far less aggressive than this guy.
You really don't trust my grind set after all this time, do you, Barack? And speaking of grind, we get another workbench. Joe, please tell me you're going to make the right choice on upgrades.
Well, we have 2 more upgrades to max the plasma cutter and 2 more power nodes, so I thought I'd just dump them both in the pulse rifle.
Joe, God damn it, take your meds.
No, I'm just fucking with you. I'm still on board with the plan to fully upgrade the plasma cutter and suit first, and not touch anything else till we get the line gun.
Well, I think we should still experiment, but Donald has a point in terms of early game efficiency. Viewers just max out the plasma cutter as fast as possible, even selling health packs and loot to do it.
Barack sacrificing health care for guns. What kind of Marvel alternate multiverse did I stumble into? Let me just check. Tell me, Barack, do you kill win in Origins for the base Templars?
Absolutely the fuck not. Donald, but Dead Space is an entirely different breed of game, and we have to play accordingly. Money is the name of the game here. Also, this audio log sets up 2 out of 3 main key players of Unitology that caused the outbreak in the Ishimura Kine and Mercer. We will cover them both later, but just keep the names in mind. The setup is building.
All right, the 2 craziest survivors in this game. The Scientologist lore is expanding, boys. These guys are really meat riding the goddamn marker, aren't they? Because what part of manic episodes in Space Zombies is divine?
I'm surprised they barred travel to ages 7. You would think with their marker love, they would be cutting people off in the line to get down there.
We will cover that more in a minute. Looks like you have a jumpy necromorph, Joe. Focus up.
Thank God the jumpy asshole just woke up from a nap or something, because that is the slowest I have seen him move so far.
The leapers are already starting to fall off, although this was another tactical fumble on the necromorphs. There's not enough room to effectively jump around. They really need a nice wide open area.
Donald, for the love of God, stop giving the aliens tactical advice. Also, I smell another dude creeping around here.
For good future sight, Joe. Looks like he's not going to come around till you make a path for him, though.
I can at least try to bait him with a barrel.
Looks like he's not biting Joe.
Does anyone have any stakes?
Just slide the damn thing over, Joe. You got to face the music.
All right, fine, but I'm not coming unprepared. Get ready, asshole, because this is going to be a no-holds-bar match.
Damn the steel ladder out of nowhere. Bro probably has a concussion, now sleepy. How hard do those things launch with kinesis anyway?
About the same force as if you dropped it from a 3-story building. Its gravity was nullified until you release it, so once you launch, it's basically like it was falling in that direction, reaching terminal velocity, which is why sharp objects used by the module are instant kills, more or less.
Thanks, Nerd Bama. I'm glad physics classes can still help us kill zombies better. Dad, please, no.
Donald, why are you holding my hand?
Oh, what? No reason, just checking your blood pressure, Obama, like any true homie should. Are you implying something, you goddamn rat?
Nope, feel your feelings, big dog, but you were the one who suggested that the Leapers needed more room, so it looks like you manifested this. Also, it looks like we have our first no oxygen scene this game, boys. How do we feel about them?
I like the sound effects or lack thereof, because we are in space and I do like how you do actually die if your oxygen countdown reaches 0. That being said, I don't think dying from lack of oxygen happens to almost anyone playing this game.
If you actually died due to running out of oxygen, you might be worse than Joe at video games, just for reference. Honestly, it's just a random timer to make the player feel more rushed. That being said, I do like how there is a unique death animation for running out of oxygen. That is a dope detail.
I don't think we have talked about it yet, but there is about 50 or so death animations in this game, and in almost every Dead Space, it's one of the biggest appeals of the game overall. Back to the no oxygen scenes, I think they are mostly here just to highlight that we are in fact in space, but the lack of sound and echoes is a really nice touch. And speaking of nice touches, here's another upgrade that the remake nailed perfectly with new zero-gravity controls.
Oh shit, we got rid of the Mass Effect style mag boot jumps in favor of actually flying around and controlling how we move. This feels so much better than the weird camera angles with the mag boots, although I guess almost anything would be better than that.
So where are the Leapers? I know we saw them earlier. Did Joe's pale ass scare them off?
Well, patience Donald, they are setting up for that. But fun fact about this mission in the original, the placement of the shock pad and the hydrazine containers were reversed, so we would be coming here for a shock pad. The hydrazine was also switched for thermite instead, but the former makes much more sense being here since we are on a spaceship.
What the hell is hydrazine? Is that some made-up element like Element Zero in Mass Effect?
No hydrazine is actually real. It was isolated in 1887 and is commonly used in rockets as propellants and fuel, which is why it makes sense to find it on the Ishimura.
Rocket fuel, huh? Do you think it can melt steel beams?
Donald George isn't even here. That joke doesn't connect right without him. Also, thanks for just doing nothing Hammond and rushing me anyway. I really appreciate it. You're an excellent example of corporate American management.
I mean, he is the chief of security of a private military complex of the 26th century, so that does track also here. Are the crawlers Donald? They were just waiting for the right moment.
Just one, huh? They're going easy on you, Sleepy. The AI director must have remembered how you got clapped up last time.
Don't remind me I'm still avoiding any and all bathrooms as a result of the trauma. Let's just press on, shall we? Also, thank you, voices. I do feel welcome to the Ishimura, you asshole.
Barack, I think his meds are wearing off again.
Well, actually, Donald, you need to adjust your hearing. The little whispers there did, in fact, just say, welcome to the Ishimura.
Oh, hey, something just shook the entire ship. Let me just walk my ass out of safety and investigate it. What kind of Scooby-Doo ass train did Hammond get to think that was a good idea?
Yeah, it's no wonder Daniels is staying the hell away from Hammond with survival plays like that. But again, the CSC did pick their horror movie victims well. Also, your path got destroyed. Joe, the only way forward is up.
So should we be concerned about the fact that whatever happened here is shifting whole parts of the ship around? I mean, it ended up better for us. We got more loot in the side rooms, but that sounds kind of bad.
It's just a small engine problem. We can patch it out later.
Barry, if that's a small engine problem, what the hell would a massive engine problem be?
Well, the ship would currently be on fire, obviously.
Jesus Christ.
I appreciate the oxygen tank they give us, even if it was mostly pointless. Oh, God damn it. Let these lizard assholes snuck up on me. When the sound was still disabled, these things are learning.
It would be too easy if you could always hear them coming anyway. Joe, you're almost back to safety. You just have to make a quick trip to the boiler room first.
Well, you say one thing and the whispers say another, Barack, but Jesus Christ, since when did we start playing Dead by Daylight? Also, Hammond, what the hell do you want this time?
Took one step out of the captain's nest and Chen, that thing, he almost got...
Chen almost attacked you? Do you have any bite or scratch marks on you? Because if you do, we have a rusty knife we can use to take care of the problem.
It's not spread like that, Donald. Once you die, you become infected over time. There are carriers that speed up the process, but the only way to avoid it is to get as far away from the marker as possible. Freezing and sealing up the corpses also makes them somewhat safer too, but the only way to avoid the marker game is to simply not play.
Well, if that isn't the perfect allegory for life, I don't know what is. I came to kill zombies, not ruminate.
Let's just burn everything here and be done with it. Also, don't forget to loot this health pack up here on the pipe. Secret items are the name of the game, boys.
Joe, you're about to get double teamed and not the kind that raises evasion. Just prepare your cheeks accordingly.
Goddamn, I'm too thick, and the clap of my metal suit keeps alerting the necromorphs. Also, I can hear the second one behind me gooning out of control. May my pimp hand guide me and save my soul from these bitches.
I was wondering when you were going to pull out the classics again. Joe, surprised it took you this long. Well, while we make our way over to some good old-fashioned wave combat, do you have a comment question prepped for us, Joe?
Yeah, I got you, Barry, in honor of our first suit upgrade, and the massive suit buffs the remake gave viewers what is your favorite armor in the Dead Space series. Even if it's just the classic engineer outfit, which version do you like the most? My choice would easily go to the thick white advanced soldier's rig from Dead Space 1 and the remake, though leaning more so with the original armor for that extra chunky ice act that we all love. The armor fills the tank vibe, perfectly making you feel much more secure while fighting space zombies, while also being thematic, since you can see this armor on the elite soldiers later on in the game.
Not a bad pick, Joe, as far as Dead Space 1 armors go, but as for me, I would give an easy W to the patrol suit from the Dead Space 2 Severed DLC, which is also used by the EarthGov soldiers in Dead Space 2. The armor looks sleek and functional while also having the coolest visor in the series, having the singular optic lens like you are Deadshot from DC Comics. The armor also has a dramatic increase in pulse rifle damage, which gives the otherwise mid-ass gun a pretty nice bonus, since one of the few buffs to the later games was armor that increases specific damage types, so you can make somewhat unique builds.
Not a bad pick, Donald. I have a similar favorite in Dead Space 2 with the triage security suit, which you get from the Hazard DLC pack. The suit reminds me of the medic from Payday 2, but with extra padding, and the color combination is far brighter than a lot of the other suits in Dead Space 2, which tend to feature more black and brown colors. Just like Donald, I also like the special ability this suit has with the increased stasis duration, which, as we have seen, is one of the strongest abilities in the game and can really save you from tight situations.
Good picks, boys and viewers. Let us know your pick for your favorite armor in the comments below. Our editor does read every comment and will feature his favorite response in the next Dead Space episode. Since this is an official series now, due to popular demand and peer pressure. Also, speaking of peer pressure, how many goddamn space zombies are going to enter through this strobe-like quarantine? This is not a damn nightclub scene.
Yeah, this area has more enemies than almost any other early game section. And fun fact, the quarantine can retrigger sometimes when you double back to this area. The reason there are so many enemies here is because this area is a bit of a tutorial section, since this is the first area with steel pipes that you can throw to one-shot necromorphs.
Oh, believe me, I figured out the pegging tools first thing when I entered this room. I love the new feel of kinesis post-original Dead Space shit. It's almost as strong as the guns at this point.
This area should be a skill issue for you, Joe, but I can't be too surprised that you're not struggling at the actual difficult sections since you love wave combat so much in Dragon Age 2. This scene must feel like riding a bike for you, Sleepy.
Fun fact, this area was where I got my first death on impossible difficulty. I ran out of health packs on the second floor and got overwhelmed. It was brutal. So even now my butthole gets a little clenched during this section, but you still have some health packs, Joe, so you should be fine.
That's the spirit, Barry, now. You're finally acting like a normal gamer playing a scary game. I was over here beginning to be worried you had zero emotions when playing games besides Lore Yap.
Joe, that steel chair's not gonna save you. Just keep chucking the pegging poles at them. Also, damn, the necromorphs must be getting desperate to start sending the crippled zombies after us.
Well, the marker is certainly winning on diversity hires for their zombie outbreak.
Speaking of, we haven't used that gun yet, have we? Let's try this bad boy out, shall we?
These are the dreaded assault rifles you liberals want to ban. These things couldn't kill butter.
Save me, trash can.
Joe, goddammit, we just talked about not throwing random shit at the necromorphs. Put the pea shooter away and use a real man's weapon, the plasma cutter.
All right, viewers, I hope you enjoyed watching the first time using the pulse rifle, because it's the last time I will be using the pulse rifle, because that shit almost got me killed. I'm going to just stick to the plasma cutter until I get the line gun, so I don't get clapped up.
Hang on, Joe, we should at least use every gun at least once or twice to showcase the full set, not only because there's some guns every viewer loves, but also to showcase the different effects each gun does on enemies damage-wise. There's a really cool peeling system on the skin of necromorphs that is different, depending on the gun you use. If you noticed with the pulse rifle, the skin peeled back a lot more than with the plasma cutter, which is a more precise cut.
Boy, should we really be praising how well people animated killing things and peeling off skin that seems a little psychotic, don't you think?
Joe, it's a horror game. That's what people came here for. You ever heard of a horror game that didn't have blood and gore?
Luigi's Mansion.
God damn you, Joe. Just keep looting and putting the plasma bolts in the bag.
So we have two significant lore points we can get through, boys. The first right here is between Dr. Kine, who we heard earlier, and the captain whose rig we are trying to recover, Matthias, who is the last of the 3 Unitologists responsible for this entire event.
Here comes the yapping.
So Matthias was placed as captain of the Ishimura by the Church of Unitology so that they could recover the marker at age just 7. His entire purpose was simply to recover the marker, so once it had been unearthed and brought up to the Ishimura, he no longer cared about the crew or the colony. Once the colony started acting crazy and killing each other, he blocked all access and shot down any shuttle leaving the planet for fear it would prevent him from bringing the marker to the church. He also cut all wide-range communication, so no one could leak what the Unitologists were doing. Also, Joe, good shit finding the hidden room. This is one of the areas to find a marker fragment on New Game Plus. But as it is, it just has random loot.
So Matthias is obviously deep in the Kool-Aid, but what about this Dr. Kine guy? He seems way more reasonable. Shouldn't he have been gooning over the marker as hard as the captain?
Well, Kine wasn't an executive in the church like the captain was. He joined the church out of grief for losing his wife rather than devotion. He did, however, become one of the head researchers in marker studies since he was able to transcribe a few pages of script, which is why he was appointed to head of medical on the Ishimura, so that the marker could be studied as quickly as possible. It's also why he has notes on marker translation in his secret room. After seeing the effects of the marker firsthand, though, he began to see the church's intentions as far more psychotic than benevolent.
Looks like the church needs stronger Kool-Aid. Also, hey, it's our girlfriend's room. Waifu time, boys.
Nah, it would have been too easy to just find her hiding under a desk here, boys. We got to clear the whole ship to finally build some character and make Isaac a badass necromorph killer. Any more lore yaps on Nicole while we are here? Barack, now's the time.
I always have yaps, Donald. Nicole was in charge of treating some of the only survivors from Aegis 7 before the lockdown. One of them was Harris, who was eventually transferred to Dr. Mercer, so we will see what happened to him later on. Nicole referencing not losing another patient again is of course referring to losing Isaac's mom when she killed herself and his dad after Nicole released her from the psych hold thinking she would be better if she was brought home to her family.
One change I do like is how there's actual side quests that we can do that reward exploring more and giving far more context behind what's going on. I don't even think the side quests do much in terms of loot, but it's at least something to do.
The side quests add extra content, and that's just a massive W any day of the week. Also, it's baby killing time. Joe, are you ready?
Oh, Jesus Christ, do we really have to watch the torture porn before fighting the zombie babies? Also, who thought it was a good idea to give the babies nail guns on their backs?
Well, when you're mainly fighting dudes with guns, it helps to have some range. These would be the lurkers, and they exist mostly due to heavy mutation, in addition to the normal necromorph alteration. They are baby corpses, something they made more obvious in the remake, although in Dead Space 3 they were dogs due to modifications that happened on the planet. Also, weirdly enough, they are made primarily for space combat and zero-G environments, so I guess the marker cares about diversity and tactics.
Well, given they die in 2 shots, looks like the marker needs to mutate them some more.
What's with all the naked dudes in the tubes? More necromorph experiments?
Well, actually, given the title of this lab is Prosthesis Lab, I think this isn't zombie-related and is instead an area in medical made for growing spare parts. Don't ask me for the ethics of that, though I'm sure it's as unethical as it sounds.
It's sort of like that pasta episode of Rick and Morty, but maybe they can grow a new brain for Joe while we are here.
Donald, if anyone needs new body parts, it's you. Besides your clogged arteries, maybe we can finally grow some hair for you, big dog.
Well, this bald guy just clutched up his second term, so what does that say about you?
So you admit you are bald. Also, goddamn, give me more of these baby zombies, please.
Heavy pause.
Mega pause. Joe, please keep your baby diddling thoughts to yourself.
Eat a dick, I meant give me more of them to fight because they die in one hit.
Nah, too late. I'm already uploading that shit into the sus montage for all the world to see when I take office. Also looks like you found the shock pad sleepy. Now we can finally progress. I dare you to lick the shock pad, though, before you grab it.
I'm not into that shit, Donald. Do it on your own time. But thank God we have both items, which means Chapter 2 is almost done. I can taste freedom at last. Also, Barry, I know we are about to make a bomb, but for the love of God, don't start gooning out. We have to stay focused, brother.
I make no promises of my emotions, but Joe, don't forget to refill your stasis. Thank me later.
Don't be a bitch, Barack. Let him figure out stuff on his own. It's the only way he will learn.
Yeah, I can already smell a trap. I rushed forward once in this episode and already ruined 1 pair of pants. A man can only go through so many pairs, so I'm never doing that shit again. Thank God stasis is overpowered and coming in clutch.
God, this game is so free, even Sleepy is surviving the gangbangs now also, holy shit. Necromorph instant transmission is alive and well, because I swear to God, I did not hear the second dude creep up on us.
I think the music and the gun noises drowned out the sound of the necromorph venting in electrical. Anyways, boys, it's time for the big boom. I am literally giddy. I can't believe Christmas came 5 days early.
Sounds like Christmas isn't the only thing that will be coming early.
Big facts.
Heavy pause.
Hey, if I have to put up with you two for 3 more Dragon Age games, you're going to watch me enjoy a nice big boom. Nah, I would give that a 7.5 out of 10. I have had better finishes.
You need to finish therapy, Barack.
To be fair, Donald, I think we all need to finish therapy. Also, hey, buddy, I don't know why you waited this long to attack us, but tell your friends in hell Joe Biden Jr. sent ya.
Damn, sometimes I feel kind of bad for the necromorphs, bro. Just spawned in just to get impaled. Also, Hammond, you are the biggest backseater I've ever seen in gaming since goddamn Navi in Legend of Zelda. We already know about the goddamn rig codes. Hop off already. Even if Joe is playing, we don't need the 50 reminders. My God, I cannot wait for Chapter 9, boys. If you know, you know.
On damn, that's really dark, Donald.
Yes, and? It's a damn horror game, not put saves the zoo. Let me live my life, Barack.
Am I the only one who finds it a little sus that of all the logs that could have played, we immediately walk into one of our girlfriend operating on a guy?
Yeah, this level was far more barren in the original. As opposed to the remake, we get a lot more Kine and Nicole scenes, which is good because I prefer her new voice actor to the original, and more lore is always peak.
I mean, yes, more lore is great, but I more so mean what are the chances of seeing a Nicole recording right when we walk in Barry?
Oh, that okay, yes, you have a point. That might genuinely be the marker trying to screw with us. It's not the only time we see it control the ship's projections to tell us a narrative, to instill more emotions in Isaac. Considering the first step in the marker's plan is to make us go crazy and start killing others, it would make sense that one way to do us is show triggering images and loved ones to make us start feeling emotional and vulnerable.
See, the fact it took you that long to realize that's what we were talking about, Barack, is why people think you are acoustic. Also, if the marker really wanted to trigger our emotions, it could have shown her cheating or something far more intense. Also, lack of medical coverage and proper care. Why does that sound kind of topical right now?
Oh, gee, I don't know what you mean, Donald, anyway. Joe, there's another secret room that she ran into. You have to turn the power off the lights and divert it to the showers to get it to trigger.
Okay, I'm going to trust you here, Barry. But I still remember how bricked up the darkness gets these guys, so the consequences of this are your fault.
Jesus Christ, Joe, you have a flashlight on your person at all times. You don't need the nightlight, too. Also, Nicole is my kind of girl. She casually keeps gold, a band, and some bullets in her little hidey hole. That's the kind of girl everyone needs, boys.
I'm surprised Nicole even wanted a job on the Ishimura. Given her disdain of the Scientology church, you would think she would have stayed in her private mental hospital gig if she wanted to help people.
The engineers pulled something out of machinery.
Well, to be fair, Joe, the CSC isn't blatantly a Unitology operation. The fact the cult are major backers of the business isn't public knowledge. We have to look for a different text log during Chapter 3 for the next part of this quest, so keep an eye out when we get there. Also, looks like the necromorph waves are back in full force.
I was really wondering when they were going to show up. We have had it too chill for too long. Looks like the trigger was touching the battery.
That's like the second time the zombie ambush is triggered by a battery, boys. I think you might be right, Joe. These things get off to the darkness in a room. It's like moths to a flame or you to a preschool sleepy.
Yeah, keep playing me, Donald. There is plenty of sharp objects around, and you are in pegging distance with the mage main over here.
Can you imagine how broken kinesis would be as a skill in Dragon Age? Solus kind of has it as well as Emmerich, and we had a pseudo-gravity power in Dragon Age 2, but nothing like picking up and hurling objects or people. We kind of have stasis powers, but still shit would be peak.
My God, the mages are already broken enough. We do not need them to start doing Star Killer Force destruction powers. Calm your tits. Speaking of peak, I think Joe might have hit another peak in terms of power, because that shit was an entire horde attack, and it didn't even damage him.
Well, like we said last episode, I'm full build now with the 3 main damage types. And it helps that right now they have filled the room with plenty of throwables, as long as I trust my stand and my magic my gun worries are secondary.
If I didn't know the crystal was safely locked up and see him miss a few times this episode, I would be convinced you're cheating again. I guess the episode is still young, though. Plus, this map the second time around goes way harder.
That's true, we are due for more necromorph types soon instead of all the knife arm zombies. Also, this hallway right here reminds me of another big game change from the original. In the original, that level 3 security door replaced with doors that you could unlock with 1 power node, which on the surface sounds terrible, but no doors had a 75% chance of giving you more resources and money than the cost of the node.
Joe, did you just yeet that baby?
Fuck them kids.
You want to do what with them, Joe?
Eat a dick, that's not what I said. I just said fuck them kids because they are zombies. Also, I remember those no doors, Barry, they were in Dead Space 2 as well. But let's be real, something tells me you unlocked most of those doors because they had lore in them, not for the money grind.
I'm sort of indifferent about the change. It depends if you like backtracking or not, but the master rig idea, on the other hand, is pretty cool, since it's like a hidden reward for finding all the secret spots. Still, I hate backtracking, so it's not my kind of play style.
Hold that thought, Donald. The loot is being protected by a gangbang again. And one of them just tanked a whole ass knife arm to get this man off the Ishimura and onto a football team, bro, is built different.
Well, you did hit him in the chest, not the limbs. Chest shots are actually pointless, they don't feel pain, and nothing in their chest is alive. Other than that, good shit, Joe. Also, this audio log has Dr. Kine mention Harris, who we recall earlier was one of the only survivors of Aegis 7 and Nicole's patient. This log continues the plot of Mercer stealing Harris away from Nicole to make him his pet project in furthering the marker's plans.
Massive L. Just when I thought Kine wasn't a piece of shit. Like the rest of the cultists, he goes and pulls this shit and helps the zombie outbreak after all. Just when you think you know a guy.
Maybe I was wrong. We need answers by any means possible. That patient, Brent Harris?
To be fair, I think Kine is just a really bad judge of character. Sounds like he wanted to study Harris to help people, and his biggest mistake was trusting Mercer. Also, what the hell is going on here?
Looks like the marker wanted to give us a show because I can't think of another reason these two would still be alive until right when we walked in this room.
This is one of the few scenes where I'm not sure if I like the original or the remake better. In the original, the girl is laughing and moaning while slicing this guy apart, but he has already been hacked together before we enter. In the remake, the dude is untouched until right when we come in, and the girl is completely silent while cutting him apart. The remake scene obviously takes far more work because of all the blood spatter, but I can't decide which one is creepier.
I prefer the original since the girl looked completely feral in that scene.
Gotta give it to the remake mostly because Isaac's disgust when watching it is a nice touch.
Gee, thanks for helping me decide, boys, viewers. Let us know what you think. Also, goddamn, now that's what I call an explosion. That's a perfect 10 out of 10. I am bricked now.
Thanks for sharing, Barry, but why the hell doesn't eating a battery that weighs twice as much as the baby actually harm the baby?
Why the hell do you care, Joe? Are you making a goddamn spreadsheet of what objects are the most deadly to throw at babies?
Sorry, boys, what was the question? I got a bit distracted.
Goddamn it, Barry, you're supposed to be the composed one of the group. Don't do this to me. I was asking why the hell batteries deal like no damage despite being heavy as shit.
Oh, that well there is an easy answer. The game decides what deals damage based on 4 categories. The first is small objects that deal the same damage as a single pulse rifle shot and slightly flinch. The second is impaling objects that deal damage depending on where you hit the necromorph and usually one-shot them. The third is large objects that can fully stagger an enemy but again deal the same damage as a single pulse rifle shot. That's the group the battery is about. And the fourth is explosives, which deals the same damage as if you shoot an explosive.
So basically, unless you're trying out for a WWE challenge run, just stick with the sharp objects. Also, we have reached the morgue, which is the statistically worst place to ever go in a zombie apocalypse.
Let's just grab the codes located on the captain's spine and get the hell out of here. Also, Donald, since you're friends with Elon, please make sure he doesn't start putting the neurochips in the spines. That's like the most painful place to keep stuff.
Damn, boys, the violins are going crazy right now.
Oh God, it's Batman.
We finally found the Diddler necromorph.
Hey boys, do you guys like the directional choice I went with the remake scene with the captain?
Bill, do you just write for every game EA puts out now? How do you have this much time on your hands?
Now I am just shitting you this time. Barry, you write for one game, and it's easy to make up stuff about others. That's the name of the game. Also, Joe, you're edging the necromorph. That's really uncool. Let her brother finish.
Happy pause.
I'm just going to give him the release of death bill. I did not consent to the Diddy party in the morgue. Where the hell did that bat thing go?
Well, you're a prude, Joey, so clearly he's going after another more willing target. You blew your shot. Don't go after him now that he has moved on.
Got to love seeing a win for the little guy. Joe, a real gamer, would have killed him after letting him charge up a new necromorph to assert dominance.
Wait, why is he still twitching?
I don't think you finished your food, Joe.
I have to give him credit. He lost his little drill beak that he uses to infect corpses, and he still was crawling at you to try to square up. That's dedication.
Well, congrats, Joe. You finally have secure access after 4 years in the White House. Your mom must be proud.
Eat a dick, Donald. I invented secure access.
Probably not even a
and
joke.
You know what else you're always on about? Skill issue this and skill issue that, but it's so easy to backseat when you're not the one playing. How about after I become Death Destroyer of Necromorphs in Dead Space 1, you pull up and show your skills in the sequel Dead Space 2?
Oh, please, easy goddamn money, Sleepy. And that might be the best idea you have ever come up with in your 4 years in office. However, that all relies on you actually beating this game, and so far I have my doubts.
Talking a lot of game, Donald. Here's hoping you can back it up when it's your turn on the Dead Space train.
I actually love the idea. Good shit, Joe. We can even come up with something special for Dead Space 3 at this rate if the viewers are interested. That being said, though it's a long way away, we still have to finish this game, and looks like we have to deal with some engine trouble so we don't crash into the planet.
Wait, so that's what caused the ship to shake and collapse a whole outside section earlier?
Exactly, Joe. The ship is far too thick. With all the zombies, and without the engines being online, we are going to get sucked off further and further into the planet until we crash.
I'm not even going to say it.
Well put, Bill, but unfortunately we have Sleepy Joe who needs help opening an email, so how the hell are we going to fix the engines?
This is easy money, Donald, since Isaac is an engineer and the problem is with the engines. All I have to do is near the engines into a ring, or whatever it is engineers get degrees for, and the day will be saved.
Joe, are you goddamn serious?
Joe, I actually wish you won this year so the country could have front row seats to the full decline of your brain.
You know, hearing that almost makes me want to stop clowning George on his age.
Whatever, so I don't really know what an engineer does. I'm the president, not a goddamn mechanic. I still got to upgrade schematic for the plasma cutter earlier, so I can make the gun even more overpowered than it already was.
Good job, Joe. You're able to be a puppet and upgrade what you're told to at least. Now it's time to go ride the second hidden loading screen, commonly known as the Tram system.
I'd personally take fake loading screens that have some interaction like the elevators in Mass Effect 1 over actual loading screens, Donald. By the way, how long do you plan for these episodes to go, boys? Because the chapter is about to end.
As soon as goddamn possible.
Joe, please, but honestly, Bill, we haven't given it much thought right now. We are just doing a chapter per episode, but we know that not all chapters are the same length. Some are much shorter than others, so we will just play that by ear.
Yeah, I think next time we might start clumping 2 chapters together per episode, since the stronger we get, the more likely these chapters will be shorter. We know our viewers are used to more long-form content, but we honestly take dead space as sort of a palate cleanser, which is why we make these episodes shorter. On the other hand, we don't want to extend this series for an entire year, so we will likely start making them longer the further we go.
It's not a palate cleanser for goddamn me, though.
Joe, don't be dramatic now, and try to see the bright side, which is good content for our viewers.
Also, here's example 2 of the marker using the hologram projections to troll us.
Just in case anyone thought that Nicole being shown earlier was a coincidence.
You know, it would have been extra messed up if after showing him dying, they showed us a scene that we hadn't seen ourselves yet, like what happened to the body, or maybe even the bat necromorph transforming him.
I think this game has enough torture porn on its own, Donald. It doesn't need suggestions from the audience. You're ready to be like a bird and only fly away, Joey.
Absolutely, this shit is peaking the original. We just took the train to reach engineering. Exploring around the hull of the ship and beating the oxygen clock is way more memorable. I wish there were more sections of the game where we had to fly around the hull of the ship to reach it. Really helps show the improved zero-gravity system.
Yeah, it was sort of a missed opportunity. Also, we did it off screen, but we sunk 2 nodes into our suit as well, one for health and one for oxygen. Oxygen upgrades are usually a meme, but this section here makes the first upgrade worth it since we have to make a brief detour on the opposite corner to grab the first hidden rig link for the master override. There are 7 rigs located all around the ship, and we need to unlock them to open the master doors to get a few upgrades, and of course a lot of money, so we will point all 7 of them out when we run into them.
Even when we're not playing Dead Space, you know the money grind never stops viewers.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what game the boys play, you know, we always have to be optimal as hell.
Also, here are some more zombie babies for you to deal with, Joe. I guess the marker uses them for zero-G combat after all.
Don't ever doubt the yaps, Donald.
You know, boys killing babies like this really makes me think about the sheer potential that zero gravity and rocket boost could have in the bedroom. Just imagine the leverage. It's like more fun pool adult time. I can't be the only one, right, boys?
Oh, God damn it, Bill. No, none of us were thinking that.
Yeah, you are completely on your own about that one, Bill, but I'm curious about your theories for homework purposes, so why don't you tell me after the cameras stop filming?
Yeah, count me in 2 anyways. The babies are killed time to get my ass back to an oxygen-rich environment.
Joe, you should have refilled your oxygen. Before you went down, now you need to unnecessarily rush to the door.
I will do just that, Barry. I'm laser focused. Will you wait? There's a hidden oxygen tank behind this pipe here. Let me grab that first.
Joe, for the love of God, stop edging your old ass lungs and get back in the ship.
You might actually die here. Joe Isaac is over here wheezing like an asthmatic kid during his first time.
And now what are you talking about? I made it easy. Goddamn money, boys.
Random oxygen upgrade actually saved him from dying there. Maybe I need to not bash those kinds of upgrades from now on.
Barack, I guarantee that Joe is the only one who has ever gotten value from the oxygen upgrades. Let's not go crazy now.
Wait, why is the violin going ham right now? There's nothing here.
I think one of the necromorphs vented Joe.
Someone call an emergency meeting.
Oh, of goddamn course, the zombie baby was in the side room this entire time. Why would it be any different?
See, this zombie baby is just how I raise all my kids. Addicted to the grind and holding their bag from the very start.
I respect the grind, but this area wasn't even worth guarding. No good loot or lore, just ammo.
I mean, not every side room is going to make us rich, but we should still check them out. Seeing that door did remind me that at some point we should backtrack to the first level to open some locked doors we couldn't access before. That's a problem for the next episode, though, Joe, I think this is a good stopping point.
As always, you're Saved by the Bell Sleepy. Also, the name Jacob Temple sounds familiar. Who the hell is that again?
He was the acting chief engineer we were told to go to by the ship's computer when we first entered the ship. He has a whole side story we can see in the later chapters, but we will save that story for next time, boys.
Temple also tried to be a smooth criminal and flirt with our girlfriend. While we were away, I respect the grind, boys.
Oh, damn well, now I'm invested in the drama, Bill. I'm sure there's some nerdy lore stuff about him that we can cover later, though.
who were my lunch buddies, Liz's friends, old boyfriends.
Yeah, while Hammond gives us our tasks for next time while he sits comfortably in his command chair, we are going to call it for this episode, viewers. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to leave your comment on your favorite armor. In the Dead Space series, our editor reads every one, and will feature his favorite comment next episode. This series was started thanks to the insane amount of support the first episode got, so make sure to like and subscribe to see more. We will be finishing this game up as well with the Dragon Age series. Next episode, we have a special episode to celebrate 1 year of our President's Played Dragon Age series, so stay tuned. And if you want previews, feel free to join our editor's Discord. Or if you want President content, join AI Force One, where we are a verified creator. Stay safe as always, but in honor of the season, and from all of us here, Merry
Merry
Christmas.
Christmas
and
and
happy
happy
holidays.